What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Josh, Ohio Offroad. Ashley's recording. We are going to work on the TJ LJ project thing. It's a very, very long-term project. We have to, at least this weekend, because it's Saturday. We got a half a day of work Saturday, because we're going to a Jeep event this afternoon. So we're going to a Jeep event this afternoon. So we got 3-4 hours to work on this morning. And then tomorrow we should have majority of the day. We might take a break early or whatever, start late. But we have to get the tub ready. I want to get the tub done. Right now it's actually pretty good weather outside. It's 60 degrees, sunny, or it's going to be 60 degrees and sunny. So I want to go in the back and grab our spare tubs that we have back there while the weather's nice and it's not raining. But we got to get this all figured out. So I got to first pull it away from the garage wall over there and get it kind of more centered, take the wheels off and all that stuff to get it all figured out. So let's get to work. All right, so we got the Jeep moved into the center of the garage. Now I'm just going to do is just take a square on it and try to figure out where these cuts on the body are going to be. I got a lot of comments on the last one saying, well, the last one where we were working on this, saying tie a string off to the axle with the plasma and just buzz it out. So I think that's going to be something I'm going to do. I just want to know, like, give me 3-4 points or something to make sure that string's lined up in the right spot. I'm going to do this before I take the tires off. Just marking tons of spots. So that's going to be our cut marks. And then if we have to, we go back. But I might go like an inch above these cut marks because when it flexes, it might tuck up more. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Just gonna do the same side on the others. Just gonna do the same thing on the other side, and then we're gonna rip these tires off. That way we can line the body up. So if you look down this rail, you can see the back of the half of the tub is kicked over maybe an inch, maybe 2 inches, maybe 1.5 inches. Somewhere around there. So we gotta kick the tub over, and the reason why we can't kick the tub over is because it's on the tire. So we just gotta get all this lined up, make sure it's flat, and then we can really put this tub back together. So just gotta do that, measure it, and all that other fun stuff. All right, I'm gonna get this one marked up, and we'll catch you in a second. All right, it's all marked out both sides. Gonna grab impact, rip these wheels off, and then we really get that tub all aligned. And then we have to go to the backyard and grab another tub.
Ooh. Hi, Bill. You being supervisor?
I gotta take this corner and take it kind of completely off because I think I still got bolts right underneath this. I was wondering why it wasn't sitting flat, and that's why. We got a nice bolt right there I have to take care of. See, maybe it'll come out nice and easy for us. We'll find out here in a second.
It's us.
Yeah, it won't. Okay, I guess the bolt's just gonna break off. Huh, that's strange.
So now what you gonna do?
Oh, maybe grind it. Just grind it flush for now, fix it later. So we got the bolt taken care of. But when I go to press this in, you see it's kind of hitting on this bodywork stuff I did. So that's all high spots. So I'm just gonna knock it in a little bit for now.
It's an interesting technique you're using there, Josh.
It's working. So I'm just using my body weight. And it's working pretty well, actually. I mean, it's getting it all lined up. Taking it off, so I can keep checking it. See if I gotta knock anything else down. Yeah, alright, so you guys come in. You look, there's really not much of a gap anymore on it. But you can still see how it's tight here and it opens up there. It's because it's all kicked over that way. We just gotta kick it over this way. That's pretty easy. I don't know.
It's close, but I can't say it's completely spot on.
Yeah. I'm sure once this thing is finally built, it'll take one trip for me to have it on its lid. So it doesn't need to be perfect. I just want it to look nice. And it's one of those things where it's sometimes I struggle on that whole. I want it to look really, really good versus it's just going to get destroyed. Where I want it to look good more than it's going to get destroyed, so it won't look good very long. But I think it's definitely way better than what it was. So it needs to be 15 inches, and I feel like we're probably short right now. Yeah, so we're at 14 and a half. So it's a ½ inch push forward. And that makes sense because that corner's way up there. We are at 15 and an eighth. So this side needs to come in just a hair. But this 14 and a half is not. 15 and a 16. Probably right where we wanted that 15 and the 16ths. And I can go over there and knock that one in just a hair. We had issues, so like this half of the tub is all bolted down with the bump stops and everything, or the body bolts or body mounts. So that's all mounted down. And when we did that, I think what happens, like when you bring it down, because there's no weight over here, it kind of pops this side up. So what we had to do was just really pick this back side of it up and get this gap pretty good. Because what we had, it was all slanted down like this. So we had a big gap underneath or above the corner armor, and now I'm pretty happy with it. So we're good there. Once again, it's a rock crawler, but like that gap is pretty dang happy with it. But it's just taking a little bit of time to get everything aligned before I'm happy with it and grab the other tub. All right, so we are at 15 and a 16th. So we are pretty much there. And this door jamb looks pretty good. This gap looks pretty good. So it is 15 and a 16th on that side, 15 and a 16th on this side. Look at that, guys. And then if we look straight down it, I think it's pretty good.
It's quite a face you're making there. So that should be your thumbnail, that face.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. Don't bump it.
Don't sneeze.
Don't sneeze, you'll screw it all up. Good enough for a rock crawler. I gotta keep telling myself this.
It's gonna be bashed into rocks and trees and on its lid.
Maybe whoever on SEMA is gonna give us a call, be like, bring that thing out there, that thing's sweet. That's never gonna happen.
Never know.
Also, guys, here.
You'd have to have it done in time for SEMA, though.
Yeah. Real quick question. So, I had a comment on one of my videos, maybe a couple videos back. One of the St. Hollow videos, or maybe we were working on the Red Jeep. Where somebody asked me, hey, you should start, or gave me a comment where you should start, doing collabs with people. But if anybody's watching and they want to do a collab, I don't care if you have 30 subscribers or if you have 100,000 subscribers. I don't care. I'm here to help you guys. If you guys have any kind of YouTube channel, I will help you guys. And one thing I've realized with the YouTube community, people meeting some of these people and doing trails or whatever with some of these people, is a lot of the YouTubers that you idolize, they're not what they seem to be. And that's where I want to change. I'm exactly who you see on camera. I'm just a big old goofball. And I think a lot of these people, they have characters behind the camera where they're super nice to you, and then they might just disappear when you need something. But yeah, if anybody wants to collab, send me a message. We're doing a collab. I don't care who you are. All I ask, like, you're a few hours, right, from us. But that's it. Okay. Rant done. All right, since I have everything where I want it, what we're gonna do is just start drilling this stuff out. That way we can clamp it all down, make it more permanent than what it is, and get these clamps on. So after we do that, then we can get that tub. But 1, 2, 3, 4 drills. Let's go to the backyard, the junk pile, and go grab a tub. If anybody is wondering what kind of problems we have in Northeast Ohio for the salt belt, is all the Jeeps up here are out of the way. So there's a frame. This frame was patched at some point, but it just ended up still rotting away. Yeah, the floors go right there, and everything goes. So one thing I would suggest for everybody is not ever buy a Jeep up in Northeast Ohio, because even if they look good on the outside, underneath of them is just completely shot, unless the guy never drove it in the winter. But this is something we deal with all the time. Alright, so all I'm going to do is just cut the tub away from the frame. That way it's one less thing to carry. We have to take that off, and we have to take the roll bar off, and then we can just take the rest of it in there and go from there.
So if anybody's looking for a stock TJ roll bar,
Yeah.
let us know. We have two.
Well, 3.
Well, 3.
And we have a YJ.
Eh,
I don't know what
that
we're
poor
gonna
YJ. Willie loves when we come to the backyard because he gets to go exploring. Willie, come on.
Alright, let's see if these things break off or what they do. Oh wow, that one came out. One out. Let's see if that got the same look. 2 out. If I can find it. Don't worry, that one doesn't exist anymore.
That one doesn't look promising.
That one's just spinning inside the tub. But that's why we got this. Come here, little guy.
It is 12 o'clock on Saturday. There we go. Timber.
Frame is off.
Willie's over there having a heyday. Don't you go in that creek.
More problems.
How do we keep doing that?
Yeah.
Yep. That one toast.
That sucks. Alright, so we just got the cage out. It's over there. Me and Ashley aren't able to pick this up and carry it to the garage. So I'm just gonna take a 20-inch or something section and then we'll carry that 20-inch section or whatever into the garage. That was a lot more work than I thought it would be. Well, we got it cut. So now we just got to carry it into the house or garage. That's our section.
All right, Josh, walk us through your thinking process here.
All right. Because this tub's not in the best shape. I still want to use it. I know I have to use these parts so we get the top on. And I have a spot for the top to latch in. But I don't think I want to use these fenders. And the only reason why I don't want to use those fenders is I want to make my own custom fenders in there. I think I'm going to try to use this floor because this floor has a lot of support to it. This is definitely not the best shape, but it will definitely be better than just putting 16 gauge or whatever gauge metal in the floor. Two sides done.
So I put my feet on here to hold it down.
Yep.
You know that thing at A&W that they used to have where you would stand on it and it would shake and your legs would get numb? That's how my feet feel right now.
I don't know that. We were too poor to ride those rides.
It wasn't a ride. It was a chair that you sat on.
Sounds like a ride. We definitely didn't have the money to ride that. Alright, so I just marked out this panel for that 15 inches. I'm actually going to go a little bit over 15 and a quarter. That thing measures 15 and a 16th, so at least if I have a little bit more, I can go through and shape it and stuff if I have to. But all we gotta do now is just cut it out. Alright, our piece is cut. You can see, not very happy with that, but it is what it is. Let's go see if it fits. Just gotta grind it down just a little bit. On both, I guess it doesn't really matter which side I grind it down on, but just really like this little skin with the flat disc, and we'll keep working at it.
And Josh, you got it?
I think so.
That 0.01 millimeter that you just took off. That's gonna
Makes
be
a big difference, babe.
it's gonna be the money maker. Got the look of concentration on his face.
All the concentration.
Remember, Josh, it's a rock crawler.
It's a rock crawler.
Good.
What's everybody think over there? I think it's okay.
We'll zoom in a
It
little
looks
bit.
pretty flat. I think it's okay.
What was that?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Good.
So how do you feel about it?
I mean, it's okay. I mean, it fits there. It looks okay. Especially nobody's gonna really see the inside. But what I'm wondering, because we got this nice and flush, and this should be really straight. So I think we're still need to get kicked in that way a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working on the other side, and then we'll definitely know if we need to kick in or not once we get the other side going. It also could just be funky because of that. When I was pushing this whole corner out, we kept bringing this in, so it might have just tweaked that body too. So it's one of those two things. But we're gonna measure that one out.
So what do you think?
Well, just got this side all mocked up and it's in place. It's pretty good. And we think the other side's off because we probably kinked that tub in, because this side lines up really well. So we'll just adjust that as we need it to make it kind of straight, and it'll work.
Good job, Josh.
Yep, but they're
They're
in.
there.
They're ready to get tacked. Just gotta do some minor adjusting on it, but they're ready to get tacked. Really looks good. Now I just gotta work on the floor, get the floor in place, get that where I want it.
Does look good. Looks a lot better without a hole there.
Yep. All right, guys. It's the next day. We did the whole Jeep thing and the event yesterday, but we're back at it. I do want to get this kind of done today, at least a little well cut out, and a floor mocked up. So we're gonna work on the floor now. All I'm gonna do is take the plasma and rip these fenders off, and then we'll get the floor measured out, get it cut, and hopefully it's that simple, and then we just put it in place. But I think it shouldn't be too bad. Just gotta do it. That's all we gotta do. Gotta do it. Quit overthinking it. Just get to work. Let's go. Let's get the cutting. Fenders are all cut off. So now we only have the floor to do it. So all I have to do is measure 15 inches and we'll get it cut. One thing with this floor, well, one, it's rusty, which kind of sucks, but whatever. But there's these two supports, so I'm hoping it might be a lot longer than 15 inches, but we should be able to at least save one of those supports. That way it kind of keeps that floor nice and rigid. What I've seen other people do is just use like whatever gauge sheet metal and just throw it in there. And then they still have to build a support. So if we just leave the support in, it should be a lot better. Alright, I got my marks all figured out. Now I'm just going to draw a nice straight. Alright. Got my mark set, so we're gonna cut this. We're gonna use this side. This supports, they ended up being like 18 inches or something. So we really couldn't use that second support. So we're gonna use this first support. It still should be plenty strong, but we just gotta cut it. All right, let's hope this works. I think we'll be all right. Probably got a couple things I need to clean out, but it should still be able to. Oh yeah, that's still on there. Okay, more cutting. Got our 15 inches because I just was in the backyard trying to cut that quick. I just got to take this little wing off, and then we should be solid. Alright, I think we're all cut. Just got to test fit it in there and see what else we got to cut. But look at that guy. That's our friend right now from being in the outside. Alright, let's see if it lines up. Lines up over there. And it's just like off just a hair over here. So I think if I just take a grinder to it, maybe that's all it needs is just like a grinder because it's got a big lip over there. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and grind it off camera, and we'll get back to you guys when it fits in place. Right now, I shocked myself because all I had to do was do a little bit of grinding, and it fits in there really well. Yeah, like really well. I'm super shocked. Like we have a little bit of a gap there, but we can take care of that with the welder. But yeah, it fits in there really nice. Like these ridges line up pretty nice, and man, it just looks good. And then we have that support, so it's going to be nice and stiff. So I think it's in there. Yeah, I like it. Sweet. A lot of work still to do, but it's sitting in there and it fits really well. So pretty pumped. All right, so I got the floor in place. I'm happy with it. We do have some big gaps, but we can take care of that with the welder, I hope. And if not, we just get a couple small pieces of metal, throw it in there. All I'm gonna do now is tack it, get it semi-tacked, you know, do it in a couple spots, make sure it's nice and rigid, and then we're gonna do these ones up here too. And then after that, we're gonna get these corners cut out. So the welder needs turned on, it helps. Welder's on officially, we think. Alright, so we got all the floor pan kind of tacked in there, tacked in those rails up on top. So now we're moving to probably one of the more nerve-wracking parts, just because these corners cost a lot. We got to cut out the wheel well. We got them all marked. You probably saw that earlier. But Ashley came up with this great idea. We put the plasma torch on a string centered to the center of the hub. So if I hold this kind of tight and run it down, we should be able to get a nice arc on it. So that's what we're gonna do now. Hopefully it works. Yeah, it's kind of nerve-wracking, but I think we got it. Look at Ashley's setup she did.
All I did was take 2 wooden dowels. I tied them together with some string, the string that we're gonna use. I have it wedged behind the bolts, and then I wedged it and tied it to here. That way there's no pivoting on it. So, and we just had to take off the wheel spacer and these 2 bolts here. That way there's no interference with the string. Hopefully it doesn't catch on fire.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't catch on fire and cut the string and then the torch just goes up or whatever. Alright, I guess nothing to it but to do it. There's going to be a couple spots where I might not have gone all the way through, but that looks like a pretty good arch. It might have worked.
I think it did work, and it did catch on fire.
Yeah, it worked. It didn't catch on fire.
I honestly really had my doubts that that was going to work.
You are amazing.
Yeah, I don't think you cut through all the way anywhere.
Alright, so we just got both of these sides cut, and I must say Ashley outdid herself on this one. Just her whole setup, she had that string and had it right in the center of the hub, so we had the perfect arc all the way through. But yeah, guys, look at this. This is just the rough cut. So like down there, when I had it double over it, it's a little bit funky, but nothing a grinder can't fix, and it'll look fine. But like that arc is really nice. It's even better on the other side, but yeah, it's really nice. We'll show you guys the other side real quick too. Yeah, so like this arc on this side is like perfect. Like it's just like I really just got to knock off the slag, maybe a couple high spots here and there, but it's pretty dang spot on. I'm pretty pumped about it. Yeah, Ashley did awesome. That's exactly Ashley definitely outdid herself. So if you guys wondered what I do for work, I'm a mechanical engineer, but Ashley is a physical therapist assistant, and years and years I've been telling her that we both picked the wrong way. She should have been like the engineer, because the things that she comes up with is just amazing. Like that little string thing to get that perfect arc. Man, that was good. But yeah, I'm pretty pumped. So all I'm gonna do now is go through, clean up some of this body stuff all here, and try to get this whole sheet off. So
this is all I did. 2 sticks tied together and a string. It worked. It didn't catch fire.
yeah, you're just way smarter than me. That's all it is. Way smarter. Yeah, that's sweet. I'm pumped. Yep.
Gosh, I look like I stuck my finger in an electrical socket.
It does.
That's it.
Yep.
I'm a crafter. What can I say?
Alright, so real quick update. We got all this taken care of. So I went through, plasma cut the rest of the body off that was behind the corners. So now we have tons of room. I do have to go through and clean it all up, but that's going to happen once I officially want to take this corner off, because I don't want to take the corner off because it's a huge support right now for the floor until the floor is welded. So I gotta get the floor welded and these rails fully welded, and then I can take the corner off and clean that all up. But that's just gonna be a bunch of tacking. I know you guys aren't gonna want to see that, but yep, we have tons and tons of room right now. So I'm pretty pumped how it looks. Ashley's thing worked perfect. So I'm just gonna go ahead, slap some tires on it, get it off these jack stands so you guys can see and I can see what it looks like, because I am pretty pumped to see it. So let's do a little bit of work so we get a little bit or a lot of excitement and enjoyment. Let's go. Okay, tires are on. That looks good. That looks real good. Yeah, I like it. What a difference that makes. Having that grill up there, having somewhat of the floor. I have to do something to build the fenders eventually.
You might have to build the fenders before you take those corner panels off.
Yeah, I think so too. That looks pretty dang spiffy. Alright guys, well, I'm gonna end the video here. That was a pretty busy week, or weekend. Got the corners in, floor in, these corners cut, and yeah, it was a lot of work. I'm just gonna go ahead and do everything off camera as far as tacking everything together. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys liked this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, ring that notification bell, and all the other fun YouTube stuff. And I don't know, I guess hope to see you guys on the trail one day. All right guys, adios.